kind of rarity and where things are restricted. Here at this library, I've tried to have a very public attitude about things and take as many barriers away as I could. One of the first things I did was there were like little "do not do this, do not do that" signs all over the place, and I took them all down and said no more of this. But a special library is about the collection, but it's about collection in the service of usually a small and very distinct group of people. So instead of sort of generalized access and that kind of thing, the focus is more on the immediate needs and the really specific uses of whatever the institution is. You know, it could be a jail library, it could be a museum library, it could be a business's library. And what would make it special is that what makes it special is basically it's not academic or public, and it's just sort of it's whatever's left over because there usually is some sort of specialized purpose for the library. That's a really long way of saying that. People who spend up to 2 days a month in the library working on various projects. I've also been extremely lucky getting wonderful Searle students to come do internships and having volunteers to come help they just want art library experience or just want to be in an art library and come in and do amazing work for me. So I do everything, but I'm also sort of supervising a whole host of projects that other people are doing. But here in this library, we do our own acquisitions, we do our own cataloging, we do our own processing, we do our own weeding, we do our own mending. I tend to, sometimes I will have publicity support from the museum staff, but I'm often doing my own publicity for programs. Like we have a book discussion that meets 3 times a year. So I help work on the publicity for that. I teach docents. To be a docent, you have to go through a 9-month training once a week, come for classes for 9 months. And as a part of that, I go to these docent training classes and teach them in art history research. I teach them how to use the databases. I teach them about the ins and outs of doing research in this specific collection. So there's a teaching role as well. I'm sure there's things I'm forgetting. Some of it, as a special library, is managing different levels of access and trying to figure out how to be fair to everyone. Another thing that we've been doing here is I feel very strongly that one of the things that will help libraries survive in the future is by opening up access to the parts of the collection that are of intense local interest. So I've been looking for portions of the collection that are hidden away and should not be hidden away, and having them digitized. We have started digitization of the collection of amazing amount of research done in the families and people who lived in the historic black buildings that are part of the museum campus. And right now we're also digitizing some rather amazing scrapbooks, that document the museum's history. There's other projects as well. A good part of what I've had to do since I started here is recataloging parts of the collection that were where the cataloging problems were actually creating difficulty knowing where the book was supposed to be or where to find it, where to shelve it, and that kind of thing. So clarifying existing cataloging is something I've done a lot of. Managing the magazine subscriptions, managing the database subscriptions, which at this point is only one. No, it's actually 2. We subscribe to Ask Art and we subscribe to Art Store. managing the budget, doing budget proposals, doing